What is the wisest thing somebody has ever told you? FK What others think is manly. I think it's unmanly to let others tell you what's manly. Doing happy things is manly enough. A former classmate I really should have talked to a lot more. I like that. My dad. Tough as nails construction worker who has a penchant for fluffy desserts and fruity drinks. Used to say, I am manly. Therefore anything I do is by definition manly. Whenever anybody would give him ST for it. True. There is nothing more manly than being the happiest or making the people around you happier. The harder you work, the luckier you get, Grandma. Good luck is a residue of preparation. Jack Youngblood. The smarter you work and the more open-minded you are, i.e. alert for opportunities, the luckier you get. Hang loose but don't fall apart. Even the world's best ping-pong player can't beat a wall. Just walk away. Quote. Where'd you pick that up? The world's second best ping-pong player. Holy ST, I love this. My old psychologist. For some people, there's a chemical problem going on, and it causes depression. But for most, it's simply a poor reaction to stressors. You have some really bad reactions to stressors. Quote. Reframing how we think about challenges can be super helpful fighting depression. Growing up I was always the odd one out. No friends. Dad was absent most of my life. I was just that weird kid. People used me. One day my stepdad, who took me in when I was a year old and treated me as his own, said to me, before you seek the respect from others you should respect yourself. This one sentence has given me a whole new lease on life. I was depressed and suicidal on what I thought would be the last few pages in the book of my life. But I thought, he's right. Ever since that day I have gotten more self-respect. I blocked out the bad influences in my life and just generally have been doing better. I re-evaluated who I thought my friends were and I found out that they weren't friends at all. They used me in my time of weakness and I exposed them. Now I have a great group of friends, my beautiful girlfriend, and everyone respects me for me. But most importantly, I respect myself. A guy in an office told me this once. Whenever I'm about to do something, I think, would an idiot do that? And if they would, I do not do that thing. Oh, that's funny. Michael. Identity theft is not a joke. Edit. Autocorrect. A coworker once said to me, sometimes temporary discomfort is necessary to ensure long-term relief. Quote. We were discussing wiping a baby's stuffy nose, but it seems like a pretty good quote for life in general. It could always be worse, you could get kicked in the nuts. In this world, Elwood, you must be oh so smart. Or oh so pleasant. Well, for years I was smart. I recommend pleasant. And you may quote me. When I saw this movie, I wasn't expecting it to change my life. Sometimes we don't get what we expect, but we get what we need. My mom always said, the worst things happen to the best people, and I keep that in mind a lot. Don't expect anyone else to enforce your personal boundaries. Learning this has saved me a ton of disappointment. Only people with big insecurities seriously make fun of people. Quote. Reddit cringe subs. Nervous sweating. If two stupid people have the same IQ and one of them knows they are stupid but the other thinks they are genius, the one who knows how stupid they are is wiser and less likely to be a pain in the ass. Don't. Marriage isn't 50-50. It's 100-100s. Got divorced in the last 12 months. This is perfect. As per the above quote. I get 100% of our money. Not 50%. Quote. Remember, son. Dying is gay. Quote. I love my dead gay son. Stop looking around for the right person and try to be the right person. Good advice. But sometimes hard to achieve. Don't do meth. There are plenty of good drugs out there. Meth isn't one of them. If you marry a man who can fix everything, you'll never get anything new. My grandma. The male in me thinks this is practical advice and smart to marry a man like this, but I have a feeling that this is negative advice. A warning to her granddaughter. Red fox, wash your ass. Never ask the barber if you need a haircut. Barber. Jesus, that looks like a bird nest. Client. I'm bald. Jesus. That looks like a very lazy bird's nest. Quote. Don't try it. Quote. Tries it. You were the chosen one. Quote. Gets cut down. You were like to a brother to be Anakin. I loved you. Quote. I hate you. Give my lightsaber to my son when he's old enough. Quote. You can't see red flags while wearing rose-colored glasses. Everything made a lot more sense after that. Nostalgia is a disease. Approach every day like you are the hero of the story. Be the person you've always wished to be. Every day is a new opportunity to become that person. Don't waste another day. Good one. I've spent a lot of time regretting the things I could have done differently in my life so far. But recently I just realized that if I don't start today, then I'll just be piling more regret onto the pile to feel shitty about 10 years from now. Been a real productive and positive time since then. If anyone asks you, are you mad at me? For no reason. Ask them if they think you should be mad at them. They've usually done something but just too ashamed to admit it. Honestly. No one has told me that. I made it up myself, but I think it's really helpful also. You're welcome. This isn't always true. For me, I have really bad anxiety and am really insecure, so the second someone's behavior pattern changes on a serious issue, I get worried and ask that. If someone asks, should I be mad at you? I see it as they're mad at me and just aren't telling me why, and dodging the question, it just makes things worse. Just be honest and open. Anxious individual here to confirm. Usually their behavior changes because of something external. Like a bad day at work. But my brain will always go, nope. It's your fault. They hate you. Quote. Yeah, it's rough. It's like even if you believe what they say, a part of you doesn't believe it. A wise man once said, nothing at all. No response is a response. Seems so obvious now, but was life-changing when I heard that and the light bulb went off. If it's wet and it's not yours, don't touch it. Quote. If it's wet and it's not yours, don't touch it. Quote. K. I will leave the stack of wet gold bullions in the mud. Do not forget to set a timer on the oven. You are in control of your thoughts and emotions. Perception is everything. If you can laugh at yourself, you'll always have something to laugh about. Don't remember who told me that. Don't know if they were quoting someone. But it stuck. Sounds like the sickest burn to me. LMAO just roasted this guy and he thought it was advice. My life is a never-ending sitcom. Empathy does not mean you join someone's pity party. Learn to like your coffee black. It'll make your life a lot easier. Why? I feel like I'm missing something here. Taking this super literally. I feel like while traveling you may not always have access to your preferred way of having your coffee, so you won't be disappointed if all you have available to you is black. But I guess that could apply to anything really. Exactly right. And there are other benefits. And I wanted to cut calories. And it turns out the calories in mochachinos and lattes really add up. Sugar in coffee? Same. OBVS. Plus black coffee costs less than the fraps. But it's also okay to like your coffee multiple ways. If you think about it. Do you truly know anyone? Quote. Jim Carrey. How can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real? Jaden Smith. How can Jaden Smith be our real if mirrors aren't eyes? Can mirrors be our eyes if Jaden Smith is real? Everything is about patience. There isn't a single thing in life you don't wait for. Grandpa. You can't always control how you feel. But you can always control how you react to something. Lack of preparation on your part doesn't call for an emergency on mine. FK. That was my graphic design teacher's motto. Was my art teacher's motto too. I work in IT. And this applies to me at least 10 times a day. Unbelievably true. There are no problems. Only solutions. I have a serious drinking solution. See? Much better. From my mentor when I was doing my student teaching in 3rd grade. You won't like everyone. The key is to never let anyone know. Quote. If you ever think of eating a bullet, just remember if you have the BS to pull the trigger, you have the BS to fix ST. Tell the world to FK off and don't let it break you. This is the best one yet. DN. Say nothing. Then nothing can be said. Quote. If you have to choose between being right and being kind, be kind. The road to HL is paved with good intentions. Never miss a good opportunity to shut the HL up. My dad, Red Foreman, has entered the conversation. Your dad sounds like Red from that 70s show. Old man on a bench I met when I cut school. You can't run away from your problems. They're faster than you. People are bastards. They're chocolate-coated bastards with a BD filling. BD-coated bastards. On a side note, I'm touching your creamy center. Everything in moderation, including moderation. When I was struggling with friend stuff as a teen, my dad said, always take the high road. It will give you distance from the problem and you'll be able to see things more clearly. It saved me from some ridiculous drama throughout the years. The best way to make money in Vegas is to sell light bulbs. Quote. Then LEDs came along and ruined it all. We're back to selling hookers and blow. Guys, let's move some stock. The comma in the second sentence is doing a lot of work there. Proper punctuation prevents piss-poor parsing. It is easier to get in to a situation than it is to get out. He who laughs last, laughs best. My mechanic teacher told me this. I'd love to know what other people's interpretation of this quote is. Your biggest strength is also your biggest weakness. It doesn't make sense at first. But the more you think about it, the more profoundly accurate it gets. Basically, the crux of reality, to every catastrophe there are silver linings. And every endeavor for good a latent tragedy unseen. When I was really young, my father told me this gem. When I was upset about being teased at school. No matter how nice and kind you are, there are always going to be people who don't like you or appreciate what you do. I forget if there was anything else he added afterward. It does sound pessimistic. However, I internalized it as to continuing being kind, and not letting a harsh response or cruel treatment bring me down. I think my dad was trying to teach me not to put too much worth into how much worth others put on me, but focus on my own self-worth. Ultimately, in my own perspective, it did help me keep a positive attitude on life. Update. OMG, I was not expecting so many replies. I'll try to catch up and upvote everybody. Thank you for your input and the karma. You can be the ripest, juiciest peach in the world. But there is always going to be someone who hates peaches. That's a really cute way of putting it. I actually do hate peaches, so I really vibe with this. One day, I was talking to my old meat department manager about how bad I wanted a promotion. I asked why other people were getting promoted when I was just as a good employee, if not better. He says to me, "You're racing the horses, when you should be racing the race." Basically, stop comparing and competing with other people when you should just challenge yourself for you and nobody else. Do not fear failure. Fear the ability of not trying. My sister once told me that I didn't fear failure. I feared success. I knew how to fail. I didn't know how to succeed. And she was right. Don't confuse hard work with good work. Or, said another way, don't confuse working hard with working smart. Work smarter, not martyr. No BD ever won a war by dying for his country. He won it by making some other poor dumb BD die for his country. pattern. Don't confuse motion with progress. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos.